maybe, just maybe, I could get used to 8.3. Not today, but eventually. Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies. Welcome to my, what is that? Is it 7.7? Or is it, 6.7, sorry. STRV. Getting taken down. And this now my fourth spawn in this match. A fairly strong lineup for the Brits here at 8.3, including the premium vehicles that I've purchased. After grinding my way through the American tree, the German tree, much of the Soviet tree, the USSR tree, and others, I've given myself license to buy premiums for the British line, even if I didn't already have an unhealthy obsession with golden name tags before now. Unfortunately, the way I do my audio, you're not going to be able to hear what I'm hearing in this battle unless you really crank that volume up, and in which case, behold, I have become a vengeful god every time I speak. But no, it's 2 a.m. here. My girls have a little bit of a fever as they're fighting yet another virus. Corona this time? Who knows? Hopefully, you know what? I hope it is, because then we can get over it. My family, that is. I'm getting sick, and we're all going to be just fine. That's an interesting thing as the nation gets concerned, along with so many other countries, about the spread of this Chinese origin bat virus or whatever it was. There are some very odd, unkosher things eaten by the Asian peoples, like or as in the Asian countries. And one of the side effects of that is that the exotic diseases that inhabit those creatures can sometimes get transferred into humanity. And third poom is the palm we were looking for, taking down that ZSU. Really wishing the warrior had a higher fire rate, but that's just me not being good with this vehicle. It is a fantastic all-rounder as an infantry fighting vehicle, something that I've come to appreciate, and that I question. Why would this have a lower battle rating than the M551 Sheridan? Not that anybody else is still asking that question. But I was going to talk about how important listening is. I actually heard that ZSU before I saw him, so I stopped moving and allowed him to present himself. We hear. Can you hear it? Another tank, a loud one. Sounds Russian. I'm not sure what he was, but he sounded Russian. That's very poorly done, obscure. Oh, another ZSU of a different flavor this time. And the Poom Poom Pam was not enough to finish him off this time, as we are using stock belts. Something else I've noticed. People have been spawning in Sherman 76s in a few of my matches at 8.3 Britain today, and I'm wondering what the yuck. I only played about 4 matches, and they were definitely, maybe 5, they were definitely a mixed bag. I actually spend a lot more time making War Thunder videos and recording replays than I do playing the game, it seems, and I'm happy with that for now. I've actually been easing up on War Thunder a lot just over the last week or so, and playing a lot of Earth Defense Force 5, which has been a total joy for me. I love that game, and I want to talk some more about it. I know that you guys don't really care about that game, but I'd like you to. There's a lot about that that really tickles my fancy, especially in terms of style and, oddly enough, storytelling. I think it really nails a certain feel that War Thunder is definitely lacking in the story area, because the story is, in the beginning, there were historical battles, and then, nah, let's just have some fun. That's pretty much the story of War Thunder. Let's do stuff with these vehicles. The end. Of course, there are still the World War II Chronicles style things going on, simulator battles, yeah, but like, that's just history, man. That's just like, that's the easy road. Of course, I believe that the best stories are the ones that actually happened, but in a game, I far prefer the fantastical. Anyway, more sound and poor decision making on my part. I have mentioned, boom, pam, plum. How did we hit a fence that was already gone? And how many are you okay, you're seeing this, right? You're seeing what I'm seeing. You're smelling what the rock's cooking. Not only did we hit 2 invisible fences, whatever, man, I'm not mad, I'm just furious, but also, how many rounds? How many, those would be half APHE and half high explosive into his cannon barrel, and thus the effect that we received. Not that I'm bitter. But this was a match that was not going well, and we were doing extremely poorly up until this point, and yet we did very well in the Warrior. All things considered, picking up a couple of kills and what will turn into a kill assist, I think, is definitely better than my close air support right there. But whenever I'm playing the Reaper, which by the way is a gorgeous jet, I think it's absolutely stunning. It's beauty and the beast in one blood red package. But RP3 time, you know what, let's find that BMP. And one of the rockets goes directly into him and spluddersh, as you do. I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh, right. With the Reaper, I always feel the ZSU breathing down my neck. It used to be when radar-guided SPAA with the cannons as the match closes, with a fairly good result there just at the last moment. Again, that was the last 8 minutes of a match that went on for around 22 minutes of just absolute flailing and choking in my own blood. And yet, because I had a cheap lineup of ground vehicles, I was able to keep respawning, and I made the decision to stick with it. And that's really the point of this video. It's something that I keep hammering into my own head again and again, and trying a little something different with the smoke, don't judge me. And getting people to spend more time looking down that alley if they zoom to that central point. And then I'm also trying to get a little bit creative with flanking here in Shot Cow, just to see what I can pull off. I know there's an R3 around here somewhere, and that makes me a little bit nervous, although it shouldn't. I should be able to take him on head on with few issues, but I'm a little extra careful today. Again, I haven't played... This is my first time playing War Thunder for like 4 days, so I'm still shaking the rust off. Anyway, I absolutely love the teddy bear. He's manning the, is that a 50 cal up there? It looks like it. Pretty sure. Let's see the grip. Yeah, it looks like it's got a two-hander on there. Is it really though? Nah, who cares? I don't. I'm gonna go with not a 50 cal. It's got a quick change barrel with a handle on there. Could be an M3. Anyway, M3 762. Not anyway. Whatever. I'm over it. And splurge. That's the second time I've said splurge today. I think that's enough. You know, I don't really watch wrpl anymore. I wonder what those guys are up to, but I kind of feel like they peaked with their breaking Star Trek movie video, and I don't know. They're one of those channels that just maybe I should check on them, see how they're doing. How you doing, M48G2, M48G, M48A2G, A2, G. That was delightful, getting shot through the column, well, between the columns there. Whatever, I'm not mad. I'm just considering flying the Spitfire as a CAS platform. Don't judge me. I'm not sure why I have that guy in my lineup. It is a fairly effective anti-aircraft fighter. And I'm sitting around here hoping I can pick up some more SP via a kill assist, but I'm not going to have enough to jump into the Reaper, which was my goal here. So apologies as I show you the dark side of Toshio Thunder, where I hang around hoping to be able to jump into the meanest CAS machines that I can find. Instead, we take the Falcon and we hope to SPAA. Now, if we can manage to shoot down an aircraft, we'll have plenty of spawn points to get into something spicier, so our initial, 100 SP or less investment will probably pay off. Back to the subject, as we do hear an enemy aircraft. Can we find him? It's always harder to find a jet because of the way the sounds bounce around and how fast they move. Try and find the lead, and Falcon. Who needs radar, am I right? This thing just shreds. It's one of the best SPAA in the game, and it does sit far below radar guided SPAA, although... Okay, I was too distracted there, wasn't I? That's the second time I was too distracted to notice that R3. The first time was when it killed me in the match. In any event, we got what we wanted, okay? That's what I'm saying. And what else am I saying? You'll notice that most of these vehicles are not 8.3 battle rating, but they can pull their own just fine. And another thing that I was saying like 10 minutes ago is that radar guided SPAA with the cannons, when they were top tier and when the radar indicator was more accurate, they were just shredding everything in the skies, and you would see people spawn in them as a first spawn. I'd say 1 in 3, 1 in 4 players on each side would start the match in an SPAA and just kind of hang around until they could shoot down every freaking aircraft that tried to spawn. But I suppose that can't last long. You can only close the skies for so long before the skies are closed. Ooh, got some hits there. Always exciting to get those spicy and long-range RP3 hits. And you can see that we are definitely playing very aggressive here with the CAS, and what we're really trying to do is ditch our ordnance as fast as possible, and then either go back to base or look for somebody that maybe we can go top down with the cannons on. And this is just another way of me warming up to the Reaper, which is an aircraft I haven't played in some time. Although, just look at this thing. When you're flying it, it's even more gorgeous than when it's sitting in the hangar. It really is a shame to leave it sitting around all unloved up on. In any event, there's not quite so much SPAA in these matches as I remember, so that was really encouraging for me. I think that the serious anti-air boners have gone for top tier SPAA, and RUNNOFT, the 8.3 meta, which is just fine because I was about to get turned into a toad, avoiding my very favorite thing in this world, Cass. I almost got loved up though. In any event, don't seek the treasure. Do not seek the treasure. We're about to land. That shouldn't be a surprise to you. What even is this commentary? Why are you guys watching me right now? I mentioned that it's 2 a.m., right? I have a little, I'm talking like a small glass of wine here. And I need to, again, I'm fighting a cold. I need my vitamin C. And red wine is chock full of antioxidants. I suspect I'm gonna feel like death tomorrow anyway, because I have that like little, I don't know if, what in the yuck is going on there? The hangers textures are tearing. They're tearing. I think I actually needed to update Windows when I was making this video, or it could just be the Bjorkiness that has been coming to the game lately. It's not the first time I've seen textures tearing, and it probably won't be the last. I guess I could talk a little bit about, you know, it's going to be old news by the time this video comes out, so maybe I shouldn't. But some people feel like update 1.97 has been delayed. There's been no official statement from Gaijin, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe, perhaps, a few game-breaking bugs were found before the patch launched. I do suspect that it may have been delayed by a few days, just because some of the the Apache pack showed up on the Microsoft Store, and that seems like the kind of thing that would be it's one of those things that you clear with Microsoft ahead of time for the consoles. We'll probably see some PlayStation Store showing up soon as well, unless they've managed to postpone that somehow. I'm not sure how all that stuff works. But the rumor mill is circulating rumors as it does, and I say that it's entirely speculation. And you know what? I think I'll leave it at that. Some people love to speculate, but honestly, I have not been this hyped for a major update in War Thunder for quite some time. And the reason that I'm focusing on this 8.3 British lineup to show you is that I was extremely, and I mean extremely, disappointed to see that the Shotcal has no magnification for its scope. It's the standard amount. It's not like all of the other what's it called? Centurion? I want to say Centurion model tanks in the game that have, I think it's like 8 times scope, which is entirely reasonable to have a 4 to 8x with a pretty good field of view. But no. In fact, the Shotcal has fuck all for magnification. But you live, you learn. You pull out the tweezers and you squeeze between the pixels to find enemy tank at 2 kilometers range, barely elevate your gun sight, and launch a lawn dart into his whole family. Because the Shotcal is a fantastic... Ooh! I mean, come on. That's pretty nice. I don't even care if I can't get a lot of kills. The Reaper is just such a satisfying close air support jet to fly. Some ground fire coming up, so I'm looking down to see what's happening as once again I start a second commentary in the midst of the one before. And what I mean to say is that I've started to enjoy Shotcal for what it is, even if it's not a good representation of the optics that the vehicle should have access to. according to the standards set forth with other vehicles in the game, and I'm sure that it's going to be changed at some point, and the shot cal will be even more of a monster than it is right now. Gun run, let's see if we can have some fun. Nope, denied. Oh well, maybe we can pick up a kill assist anyway. This would be a good time to run back to base for more supplies, but I don't think we're gonna have the time, even though base is about 15 seconds from the combat zone, because map design. Actually, I think it has more to do with the map filter than anything else. I doubt this was intended to be a high-tier jet era map. But, well, that's a subject for another time, isn't it? In any event, I did want to mention that I've embraced shot cal for what it is, not for what I feel like it should be. And it's a very, very solid tank. It has one of the deadliest guns and some of the best gun handling you can find at the 8.3 battle rating. Actually, it does have the best gun at 8.3. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I really feel that that is the case. I'm not all that great with APFSDS. I'm not in the habit of aiming for critical modules, and reaction times have to be a lot faster in this higher tier, where most of your opponents are going to have a stabilizer, good gun handling and turret traverse, all that jazz, and they're going to tend to blap you real good. So, that's a thing. But, you know what? I'm kind of glad we didn't go back to base, because now we have way more energy than that F-84. See if we can actually get our guns on target. Every time we fly toward the ground, I completely lose the reticle. I would love to see more chonky, large reticles for the UI in War Thunder. Some UI elements have been adjusted for higher resolution monitors, but even in 1080, the aiming reticle can easily disappear the way it's designed. I'd like to have a big black bar around the reticle, as well as the colored lines that you see with the tiny little skimpy, scrawny, underfed outlines that you see. Because look at this, right? Look at all this junk flying across my screen. My eyes completely lose track of the reticle, and I swear that's why my aim is potato here. It's not just because I'm a bad shot. Okay, some of that is truth, and some of that is exaggeration. But that's our second air kill, and 2 ground kills, and the Reaper looking gorgeous, lady in red. And even though you a thick lass, you're doing just fine. Are we flying toward the enemy airfield? Yes, we were. Their helipad AA opened up on us, and I was like, oh crap, better go back to my own airfield. And then the match ended. We did not die. Anyway, that was a couple of matches in a lineup that I'm just starting to get a feel for again. I didn't give it enough of a chance last time, and I'm a lot more comfortable with it now. In an up tier against 9-3, you pretty much grab your ankles and hope that the enemy is going to give you enough time to break out the Vaseline. But, you know, you take a pounding, you use your backups, because you don't want to get... No, I don't use my backups. I'll just get that crew lock or whatever and come back to the game later. I'm not really one to complain about that right now. Bye! Why, yes, I too am a man of culture. Sips wine. I do not drink this for the flavor.